When I walked into the visitation room, I felt a bit lighter than usual. Seeing Madison there felt like seeing the first flowers of spring after a really long, cold winter. I was almost surprised to see her there. I had tried not to get my hopes up about her visiting so I wouldn't be let down if she couldn't come. Me and Madison talked about the small things first, like the book she was reading and a movie she had seen last week, but she seemed a bit off. I noticed her talking rather quickly and wasn't looking me in the eye. It felt like her body was here physically, but her mind was elsewhere. I asked her if everything was okay, and she said she's been feeling overwhelmed lately. When I asked her about what exactly, she replied that it's been a lot handling everything on her own. I reassured her that after I got out, I would do everything in my power to take the load off of her completely, but she told me that I just didn't understand. I questioned her about what she meant, but she refused to give me an answer. She visited me regularly throughout the 7 months of me being there, but every single time she wouldn't ever tell me why she was so overwhelmed, as apparently it wasn't just because I was in jail. Her visits are what kept me going every day in jail. She was my only connection to the outside world, and then it was the day I would be released. The morning sun shined a little brighter that day, and the air was crisp. I stood at the gates of the facility and threw my backpack over my shoulder. As the gate swung open, I saw Madison pulling up, and I ran to the car. She looked beautiful as ever. When I got to the car, I pulled her out and hugged her and kissed her repeatedly. She laughed and kissed me back. I told her how much I missed her, and she returned the love. We got in the car and headed home, and that's when I asked her if I could come over to her mom's house for something to eat. I barely ate in jail because that food was bland and made my insides feel terrible. I was beyond excited to get something to eat from her mom's home, especially since I never got home-cooked meals at home. I grew up around family members that barely tolerated me, and when I moved out, I never looked back. Madison said, "Why don't we just stop by a fast food place on the way home?" I had not worked in over 7 months, and I didn't have much savings before I left for jail. I'd hate to have to make her come pick me up from jail and pay for my food. Also, her mom's cornbread was the best in town. I told her I was craving a home-cooked meal, and she said she'd cook for me. It felt like she was avoiding the question completely. I asked her if everything was all right, and she told me that everything was fine. "Then why can't we visit your mom's house?" I asked her. She took a deep breath and told me